Today, this whole week is all about melody and writing good melodies. And can you all think of a song that you just immediately comes to your mind or that has a memorable melody? Do you have one?
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair.
Yeah, okay, let's take that. Da 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 da. So la ti do 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 mi re do. Super simple, just stepwise moving up the scale. But if you sang that, Ruth, I mean, even if you didn't sing the lyrics, we would know what that was. Da 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 da. I mean, immediately people
Yeah.
would go to that melody. Yeah, super simple and stepwise, even including a scale. Will, do you have one?
Um, uh, Top of the World by the Carpenters.
Oh, dun 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 dun. Yeah, that one for sure, for sure, and everybody would know what that was. The one I was picking it was. See if you know the song. Dun dun da 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 da. Do you know what that is?
At last.
Yeah, at last. There's just, but if you think about melodies, so many of the melodies that we call like ear candy and earworms that we hear over and over are more simple than we really think. So when you're writing a melody, you want to work for what your book and what I call like a hummability. Like, can you hum it? Can you walk around at your job and like, I'll just take Ruth. You want to be able to hum it and have it to where somebody can easily recognize it. So, and you also want to blend the mood of the lyrics with that melody. So, if you're writing about, love that's never going to happen because they won't pay attention to you, it's not going to be da 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 da. It's not going to be like that. So you want your melody to actually match your lyrics a little bit. So there's something in your book, and I'll encourage you to read all of the assignment for this week, but just a couple of things that I was reading it again last night. Um, and I think there's some really good things in here in this chapter. This is chapter 9 in the Songwriting for Dummies book. But it says on page 172, as a songwriter, your goal is to develop a keen sense of melody. So listen to songs. That's why I have you listen to all those songs, is so you can analyze great songs and you can nurture your own melodic sense through constant experimentation, which is what we're going to do today. One of the ways that so many people and songwriters come up with the melody is just kind of by noodling around. We're going to do that a little bit today too. Just kind of sitting there at the keyboard or with your guitar and just kind of, it sounds so unscientific, but that method called noodling really works. Um, so make sure, of course, you record your melodies when you get them into your head and try to figure out how to put these melodies into some cohesive type of song. So um, we're going to start with a chord progression today, and I will. Now, Ruth, you're at home. Will, you're at work, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, but I'm going to show you my screen, and I'm not the world's best guitar player, so Ruth, if you have your guitar near you, you can kind of play around on this. So what we're going to do, let me share my screen. I'm going to actually get just a whiteboard here and draw the chord progression. We're going to start with the 12 bar blues. Um, and I think all of you have done a 12 bar blues before. So you have A, 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 and then A7, which lasts for one measure, and then D7, D7, which lasts for two measures, and then A, and then E7, one measure, D7, one measure, and then A. So what I want to do is I'm just going to play that progression, and I want to just show you how to kind of noodle. Will, are you comfortable noodling while you're at work?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I said, are you comfortable noodling while you're at work? If you're not, that's okay. I won't pick on you.
I will noodle in my head.
Do what?
I'll noodle in my head.
A doodle in your head. All right. I'm going to do one. Ruth, while do you see that chord progression right there?
I see it.
Say it again.
I see it.
Okay. So I'm just going to cut. I have a huge blister on my thumb from playing yesterday. So my guitar playing, I'm going to play it not great. So. All right, so I'm going to give myself 2 bars of just A. So here I go. 1. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm just making this up. Da da da. Now, would y'all, and I'm sorry I'm playing with my fingers, would y'all describe that as, was that simple, or was that all over the place, or what do you think? I just made it up.
I thought it was simple. I thought it was very bluesy.
Very bluesy. So that's what I'm starting this week with the 12 bar blues as your challenge, is to come up with a melody, because it's with that chord progression, you kind of know, we're all familiar with the 12 bar blues. You kind of know where it's headed. So it's not like you're just going out of nowhere making a melody. Ruth, do you have your guitar there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you think you can play those chords pretty good? Now just kind of noodle around for us. There you go. Yeah, good. So Will, I'm just going to play the chords, and I want you to noodle in your head, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay, here you go. We won't be able to hear Will, but we know he's doing it. So I'm going to give you 2 bars. Bloody and noodle. So Amelia's joined us now. Amelia, we're noodling with the 12 bar blues. Will, did you get up? Did you get something in your head?
Sorry, I just joined. My internet's been kind of crazy because they've been cutting trees down my street. So.
That's okay. That's okay, because I can tell you what we're doing. Will, did you get something in your head?
A little bit.
A little bit? So I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to make it as simple as I possibly can. So if I'm in the key of A, I'm going to just start on the E and just hold it as an E, and I'm going to kind of make, I'm going to kind of just make up some words, okay? I know this is recording, but yeah, let me make sure. Hopefully this is recording. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to stay on one note and make up some words. You tell me that I should stay quiet. You tell me you want me to stay silent. But that's not okay. I'll be on my way. I'm having trouble playing guitar today. So your melody can be as simple as one note. and I just took one note, made up some words. I made up the words last night. And I started playing the same words and going a little crazy. It kind of sounded like this. You tell me that I should stay silent. You tell me that you want me to be quiet. That's like 2 notes. And I was singing that, kind of yelling it last night, and my daughter ran upstairs and was like, Mama, you're so pitchy. I'm like, what? Anyway. All right. Amelia, do you have your guitar there?
Yes, I'll have to unzip it.
Okay. Y'all's guitar skills are so much better than mine, I'm sure. So
I don't know about that.
see that chord progression that's posted right there?
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to try to do, but that's why we're sticking with the 12-bar blues today, when you're making up a melody, I want you to just play that chord progression. You can play it on the piano if you'd rather, or I can play it for you. And just kind of make up a melody. That's what we're doing this week. Just coming up with chord progressions, which I know you all are really good at. Coming up with chord progressions and just sitting with your guitar, piano, and just playing them. See what you got, Amelia.
I'm walking down the road, just walking and walking. Can I please stop walking? I don't know.
Good. That was great. You guys are doing great.
7 was for a second.
All right, Will and Ruth, what'd you think, Amelia? That was fun.
That was good.
Yeah. So I think starting with something, chord progression you're really, really familiar with, like the 12-bar blues, and just kind of noodling around with it a little bit helps your brain. It's just, when you're writing melodies, it's just practice, practice, practice. So if I played a progression like, let me come up with a different one here. That's not 12-bar blues. Let me see, I wrote one in here. If I had something that sounded like this. Let me change key. Let me change key so you get in your head. All right, so. So listen to that again. Here, I'll break it up. Who feels comfortable noodling along to that? There's no right answers. So I'll do it. Let me get my pedal. Here, I'm playing with my left hand. Okay, here we go. Actually, I'm going to move it up an octave because of the way my thoughts are going. Do, do. Da 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 do do do. Now that sounds like a ballad from probably the early 80s right there, but just sitting around a chord progression, that's just a 1 to a 5/7 to 4 to a 4, and I love minor 4s. So that's your job this week, is to just practicing noodling around with melodies. Now we've already, not get too complex. So if I take that same thing and I say I want to make it more complex, let's see if I can make it. Da 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 da. So experiment, making it one note, making it lots of passing tones, lots of little neighbor tones, nice little leaps. That's your job with melodies this week. One of the, here, I'm going to stop share for a second. One of the things that you're going to do this week is with a song that you might already know, called I'll Stand By You. So let me go to that and show you how that's going to work. you have an option this week. If you would like to do this with somebody in the class, I know we're not all together, but you can, if you'd like to, work together. Let me share my screen so you can see it. This comes directly from As You Learn. I will post it up there for you. This is the song I'll Stand By You from the Pretenders, so you might want to listen to it first if you haven't. But you're going to take the lyrics and the chords that are already there. It's already done for you, lyrics and chords. And some of you are not lyric people, and some of you are definitely lyric people. So you might rather just write your own. But let's stick with this for now. So the original song goes, let's see. Why you look so sad? Tears are in your eyes. You might know that song already. You're going to take that melody and totally change it. So like, why you look so sad? Tears are in your eyes. Something like that, but totally change the melody. And I know it's already a good melody with the song, but I want you to try it. And you just have to go to the dark side too, but if you want to keep going, go for it. So that is your melodic activity this week, as well as starting to work on song number 2. Are there any questions about melody?
So you're keeping the same note. Does it matter if it's, well, I would assume you can't switch octaves.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, just like in case vocal ability.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can't sing that low or high. Okay.
Yeah, and when you're doing, are you talking about the assignment, or are you talking about just making a melody?
Like in general.
Just in general, yeah, you can jump all around. I think of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. We talked about that, like how that octave is so effective. So if in this song, the I'll Stand By You, she goes, why you look so sad? That's pretty high. You could go, why you look so sad? You can change it all around to fit your range for sure. I mean, this is your point. This is your song, Amelia. Why is it Carmen? Amelia.
Yeah, it's
Totally
it goes
yours.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the part about noodling, and I think that's really what I want you to focus on this week. And we can definitely have meetings this week individually if you want to. But I think just sitting down, finding a chord progression you really love, and sitting down and coming up with 3 different things. Like even in the blues thing, when I was playing it a little bit last night, and I started going to that higher part where I was, don't tell the vocal professors, but I was kind of, pushing my chest voice a little bit. That fit with my lyrics. Like my lyrics were about, you tell me that I should stay quiet. I tell you, you tell me you want me to be silent. That's not going to be like,
Like me.
all pretty in my normal range,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not supposed to sound like silent. Not supposed
No. It was kind of, I don't know where that came from last night.
to text meaning, but not.
Right. So that's the goal this week, is that Pretenders thing, but also to just play around with melodies a lot, because you have your next song due on the 18th, which I believe is next Thursday. So you have a little over a week. Let's talk about while y'all are here, like, what are you thinking about for song number 2? Do y'all have any concepts yet?
Too many.
Too many. Give me some, Amelia. Give me some.
It's so hard because every time I write a song, I end up making 4 songs.
Why is that a problem? That's not a problem.
Well, the thing is that like I never finish though.
Oh, okay.
Like it's really hard because I'm like, okay, I can write it better. So I need to like let it breathe and let it sit.
Right.
If that makes
Because you don't want to filler it. You know what I mean? When we talk about filling, you don't want to put filler in there. Ruth, you were saying that, what were you saying about in your writing? I can't remember how you put it.
I had two ideas. One was with the COVID nonsense, hiding in plain sight. That we're all going around
Mhm.
with masks on, so we're all
Oh,
there,
yeah.
but we're not there,
Right. Right.
and distancing and how it's bringing us closer in some ways and pushing us further apart in other ways. And then I had another idea dealing with the bamboo in the backyard. That's this totally endless, fruitless task. It's never going to be done. And
Listen
my
to that
daughter
line
and
though.
I-
Dealing, you got two great lines there, Ruth. Hiding in plain sight,
Mhm.
and dealing with bamboo in the backyard. That sounds like dealing with bamboo in the backyard. I mean, that has a rhythm to it already.
Mhm.
I love that. Okay, keep going, Ruth. Sorry.
Oh, my daughter said the other day, she's like, "What's the point?" And I'm like, "Of what?" She's like, "Of everything," And I thought, we as adults we work and work and work and work and work and work and work, and then realize that 10 years have gone by, and we're like, "Wait, you know, what was the point again? What am I trying to do here?"
Yeah, what's the
So I
point?
wanted to kind of combine that with the bamboo. That sometimes being an adult is like that, just endless, fruitless, never getting anywhere, and yet our lives are going by. You know.
So fast, and next thing you know, you're older and you can't break down the bamboo in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
It's too hard.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Will, what do you have in your mind right now about writing?
I'll be honest, the only thing in my head right now is just power tools, so I'll have to get back to you on that.
Say that one more time. The only thing is what?
The only thing on my mind right now is the sound of power tools.
Oh,
So I'll
power
have to get
tools.
back to you on that
So, is there any way you can make that into a song seed, the power tools?
one. Maybe.
You can't even, is it hard for you to think when those sounds are going on?
A lot of the time it is.
Yeah. I don't know. There could be something in there, Will, that says, there's so much noise right now. I can't even think or speak. You can't even. And what is that noise? I mean, you have it like truly noise, but all the noise that's in our minds right now, like, makes it really, really tough to just make decisions and listen because there's so much going on. Amelia, you said you have so many topics. What are your topics?
So I have one that's basically how we're all hypocrites and how like we ask for love and mercy, but truly we're too scared to actually want it or receive it.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, so and like we want justice, but we don't want to like actually talk about it
Mhm.
or like actually make steps to do it.
Yeah.
So kind of like we want one thing, but we want it either immediately or we want it our way, not maybe the
Yes.
most realistic way.
Yes. I'm already sensing what that would be that song could go two ways. It could be extremely tender, or it could be more like a rant with some loud drums.
Yeah.
There's two ways to
Yeah,
look at
that's
that.
why I'm like in between.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see you try both. Do one verse with, just like a simple. Wait, not that. With a walking bass line down. Something like that, and then something much more powerful, um, with some loops and things. I don't know. There's a lot to go with that. So this week, beyond that one assignment, was it helpful when we met individually to work on your second song? It's not required this time, but if you want to, we can schedule times.
Yes, it would be nice.
Okay, so I'll set that up this week and send out something. You also have you see a little form on As You Learn. Did you already see it for the speed dating where you have to answer those questions?
I didn't. I'll go look.
Okay, it's at the bottom of week 3. Here, I'll share my screen so I can show it to you. Doesn't look like anybody's done it yet. That's okay. So, right here. It's under week 3, and you'll see your name right there. And what you'll do is you will answer all of those questions. And based on your responses to that, I'm going to play matchmaker and I'm going to put you into songwriting groups. There's 7 of us in this class. And so I think that probably one group will have 3. And then groups of 2. So if there's somebody you really want to work with, be sure to let me know about that. But I think once you answer all these questions, Will is a melody chord person. He's told me that. We've talked about it. And so Will is really looking for somebody that loves lyrics. Am I right, Will?
You are correct.
Yeah. So if lyrics are your strong point, I'm thinking about you, Amelia. I know I've talked to you through your notebook a little bit. You have tons of lyric ideas, do you not?
Yeah.
So that's what's so great about co-writing is like your strength. I'm not necessarily saying it would be Will, but your strength needs to match with somebody. Will can sit and play chord progressions all day long and come up with really cool melodies. He just doesn't, lyrics aren't his thing. Yeah. So I think
I have too much to do with.
Yeah, it's just too many lyrics. So we will work on that. So make sure you fill that out and noodle around this week. And I'm going to set up a Google Doc with some times if you want to talk through song 2. When do you think you'll be ready to, if it's due next Thursday, do you want to have the meetings like the end of this week? Or do you want them the first of next week?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Either one.
Either one. I'll put a couple times. Will, I was just saying, even though it's not required, I'm going to go ahead and set up some individual songwriting lessons again for song 2, because I think that help people get through some of the writer's block, just talking it through somebody. So talking it through with me. And then for your final song, you'll have each other. But let's plan on doing that again.
Awesome.
And that's it. I think, just work when you're playing with your melodies this week. And feel free, I hate I'm not seeing you every day, but I can always Zoom with you. And you can say, I got something really cool. Where should I go with this? Just send me a message, okay? Ruth's going to town. Look at her going on that Google Doc. There she goes. Yeah, go ahead and get that done this week, Amelia. You're already on there too. Go for it. All right, I'm going to post this and post a schedule for some meetings at the end of this week and first of next week. Go for simple melodies. Simple melodies. All right, everybody. Go have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Any other questions? No questions? All right. I'll talk to you soon. I'll send that schedule out right now. Thanks, everybody.